Hey, it's Molly. Today on Frosted, we're going to be making a s'mores chocolate mousse. It's like your campfire favorite, but all glammed up. We're going to start by making our graham cracker crust. Some sugar, and a little bit of flour, and get this pulsing. Add some room temperature butter. Okay, great. So it should have the consistency of wet sand. And now we're going to get this onto a baking sheet and we are going to toast it. Toasting it in the oven is really going to bring out that nice toasty campfire feeling that we all remember. I like to use my hands and just kind of spread this out to a nice layer. Get this into an oven, 350 degrees for about 10 minutes, then use your bench scraper or spatula, mix it around, and another 10 minutes you'll have a beautiful golden toasted crust. Now we have our toasted graham cracker crumbs. They're nice and cool. Add a little bit of milk chocolate. So go ahead and give this a nice mix. Make sure that this is nice and incorporated. And now we'll have a really nice milk chocolate graham cracker crust. This smells like a s'more. We're going to be using 3x3 inch ring molds. Add a 1/4 cup of our crust to each one. So now that our crust is in here, we're going to press it down. We're going to use a spatula. We just want to get this kind of nice and even. Okay, so we're going to get this into the fridge. So now we're going to work on our mousse. I've got some butter and some semi-sweet chocolate in here. And I'm melting it over a double boiler. So while this is melting, I'm going to bloom my gelatin. Give it a little stir so it's all absorbed. And you're going to want to let this bloom for about 5 to 10 minutes. We're using 2 different kinds of chocolate here. The milk chocolate is in the graham cracker crust, and now we're using semi-sweet, so it isn't quite as sweet. Now that our chocolate is melted, add our bloomed gelatin, which you now will see is just like one giant lump, which means it's done its job. And the gelatin is what's going to make the mousse really stable in this dessert. Now we've got our chocolate, butter, gelatin mixture here. We've taken it off the heat and we're going to add our egg yolks. We're going to switch to a whisk now, and we're going to do this kind of slowly because we don't want it to break, so we'll do one at a time. You can feel this kind of start to thicken here. And it's going to become really thick as it cools, which is just fine because we are going to lighten it with some whipped egg whites and some whipped cream. All right, this looks good. We're going to let this cool while we get our other components ready. So I've let this cool to room temperature, and now I'm going to fold in my egg whites. So we're not really worried about folding these gently in because right now we just want to kind of get this chocolate mixture a little softer and easier to work with. These are egg whites whipped to stiff peaks. So it's taking what's underneath and folding it onto the top. This is incorporated enough that now I can add my whipped cream, and this is going to lighten it even more. This is a 1/2 cup. Okay, this looks great. We're going to get this into a piping bag and into our molds. Fill these with about 1/4 cup of mousse each. Okay, so give these a little shake and get them in the fridge. Now we're on to the top layer, the meringue or marshmallow component of this dessert. And we're going to make a Swiss meringue. So we're going to heat our egg whites and sugar in a bowl over a double boiler. And we're going to do this just until the sugar dissolves. Okay, so we've got our sugar egg white mixture in the mixture. We're gonna hit this up to high and whip it until it's light and fluffy and sweet. So this is exactly how we want it. And we're gonna add some vanilla. We're also gonna add some cornstarch just to make sure this is extra stable. Give this one last little mix, make sure it's all in there. Last step, we're gonna fill the top of these with our beautiful meringue here. Oh, so gorgeous. Okay, so we're done assembling. We're gonna get these in the fridge for about an hour, unmold them, and I'll show you how to torch it. And just lightly go over the top here. So here we have it, our graham cracker crust, our chocolate mousse, and our torched meringue topping. It's your classic s'more, but elevated.